What up, people? Coach V. I'm over here with my man Dean Williams, Welshroadwarrior, WBF champion, Cruserweight 2001. He's got all kinds of accolades, and he's over here. We just had a nice little sparring session with his guys.
Oh, great work, great work. I loved it.
Yep, and my guys. And I just want to speak a little bit about some of his experience and some of the things that he's done, and just some of his knowledge, man, for you up-and-coming guys, you can kind of learn a little bit. So, Dean, when did you decide that you really was going to start boxing as a career?
Well, as a career, it was a little bit off, but I started boxing when I was 8 years old. I grew up in a small mining town in Merthyr Tydfil, Wales. And, there wasn't a lot of stuff going on, so I was getting picked on a lot in school, and I thought I got to change this, so I stumbled into a boxing gym, and it became my home right away. It became an instant family.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's probably like half of the people that I think get into the sport. Like, people get that misconception, they think everybody comes into the sport already like a fighter or aggressive, and I think like probably more than half of the people that come to my gym are coming because they feel, they're going through something.
Right. Well, the first thing you got to do if you want to be a fighter is you got to fight. Doing all this and all the pretty stuff and everything, that comes with time and experience. I was blessed to work with the best in the game, and so any young fighter out there, they should be disciplined, keeping their hands up. But first thing you want to see from the guys you're working with, if they plan on being competitive, being a fighter, is if they can fight. And I think tonight, with both of us, with you guys and my guys, we learned, seeing it for ourselves, for everybody, that they can all fight.
That's like, and I think that's, and what he's saying too, is like basically you learn about yourself. When you're in there, you get exposed to whatever your weaknesses are, and that's where you start. You don't stand on your strengths. You want to get exposed to whatever you're not good at, and that's where you build from.
Absolutely, yeah. It's 80% psychology. It's mental. Dealing with the adversity and not going your way, and having a tough night in the gym. You walk out, done it myself many times, saying, oh man, I don't want to do this again and whatever. But you know what, being a fighter that you are, and you go back to it, and you just grow and get better and stronger.
And that's another thing, I'm glad you brought that up, because like a lot of guys reach out to me all the time and they ask me, like, when you go through those tough sparring sessions and you get your ass handed to you in the gym, which happens to, I don't care who you are, especially in the beginning stages, is going to be part of the process. You're going to get your ass kicked a little bit. Depending on who your coach is going to be, even in a controlled environment, you're not going to be looking like the top dog in every sparring session or whatever. So
it's all a learning experience. You're learning more about yourself every time you get in the ring. At the end of the day, you're finding out who you really are. And you'll find out who you are. Better to find out younger than later, and know your purpose in life, and that's valuable. There's a lot of guys out there, and they're kind of lost or whatnot. You got to have faith in God and know who you are, know your purpose, and you live a happy life.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Now, as far as your accomplishments in the ring, I know you've been around some of the best, and some legendary guys and stuff like that. What would you say is your most favorite experience in your professional side of your career?
Well, that's a great question, and to be honest with you, brother, I got many great experiences, but I'll say, sparring with the likes of Thomas the Hitman Hearns, who I grew up in Wales, Legend. Watching him on TV and getting the opportunity to get him ready for his last title fight with Nate Miller, and that was a true dream come true. It was just the beginning. And then I had that experience and went on to go in the ring with the likes of legendary Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes, absolutely, sparring partner Muhammad Ali, fought him, beat him. And, I learned so much from being in the ring with Larry and just being around him, training with him every day. And, it was just an awesome experience. And also, I got to throw into the mix too, Tim Witherspoon, two-time heavyweight world champion. And I was a regular sparring partner for Tim. I like to rumble, as you said in one of my videos, and I have quick hands and European style, so I change my angles a lot, with my feet. A lot of pivots, a lot of getting off and kind of just stepping over and not staying directly in front of the guy looking at my work. I'd always punch, get over. You can see my fights on my channel. Welshroadwarrior. But
yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna put that in the title too, with all your contact information, because my man's got some new projects he's working on. Also, speaking of which, you were in the movie Creed 2.
Yes, sir.
Or was it 2?
It was two.
Right.
It was two. Part of Team Drago. Got the opportunity from. It was just awesome. I was down in Atlanta. This is how it happened with the movie. I was in Atlanta, and we get out to get a bite to eat. My wife Tanya and I, and we see this gentleman walking towards us like 5 years before the opportunity. And this is why you always got to respect everybody you're around, because you never know who you're around. You never know who you're talking to. So I'm talking to this gentleman, Joey Rodriguez, an actor who's in The Walking Dead and a bunch of other movies.
You didn't know who he was before?
Didn't know who he was. No, I didn't know who he was.
Cool.
I was just doing my boxing and whatnot, and we got to interact, and we exchanged numbers, Facebook, Instagram, followed each other, and then years later he calls me up and he's like, "Yo, Dean, I got this opportunity, about Creed 2, and next thing you know, I'm on set at Creed 2 talking to Sylvester Stallone, my idol, and the reason why I started boxing in the first place. So,
that's great.
Dreams do come true if you believe in yourself and you stay positive. And the thing I got to say, like with the guys tonight, with the tough experience that we've seen, never give up. The tough experience will make you better. It make you grow. The adversity in life make you grow. Made me grow. Made me a better man. And it's all about a learning experience, especially with the amateur boxing and whatnot. But only the strong survive in the boxing. So you're really testing, yourself, your warrior spirit.
Absolutely. Like, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? The progress starts with the discomfort. The progress begins when the discomfort starts, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because guys, you know how it is nowadays. A lot of guys want to just make highlight reels. Right. Have easy sparring sessions and post it on Instagram.
Right.
And you don't learn nothing from that. You learn from, getting in there with guys that are better than you, that are going to make you level up.
Absolutely.
So that's everything. Let me ask you, who's your favorite fighter ever?
My favorite fighter, I got to say Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
Sugar Ray Robinson. I watched a lot of Sugar Ray. Fighters are not like that no more. And, the way... my dad was always like Sugar Ray Robinson, talking about him all the time. So that kind of got me watching the boxing. And, he was a way, how could I say it, beyond his time. He'd done things that you see, top fighters do today. And he was doing it way back in the day, with all, the way they had the gloves and everything. And the heart, the skill, the body, work up and down, he wasn't just one-dimensional. And he had... that's my guy.
That's what's up. Yeah, he's a legend. Crazy. Now, as far as the fighters nowadays and boxing, in the state of boxing right now, where do you see the best fighters coming from right now? Do you see any particular place or any particular coach that's really still giving it up? Because there's a lot of, I'd say there's not too many coaches really that are in the professional side of it. You see legend. I see a lot of new guys.
Right.
I'm trying to be another new guy coming up too.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I've been in the game since 1980. I've been doing this 42 years. The boxing. I was an active fighter for 26 years. In the mix of all the active fighting and everything I've done, I served 4 years in the British Navy right out of high school, and I also served in the U.S. Army after September 11, 2001. The warrior spirit. My wife Tanya was like, what are you thinking? Maybe one fight too many. But no, that's it was all God's plan. That's the way I live my life. Your life is written in the book, and I always believe it's God's plan. So be nice, be respectful, and try to make the most out of life, and don't waste your time. Don't waste time just sitting there and doing nothing because you can't get time back. Father Time beats us all at the end of the day. So you got to be positive, and you got to take every opportunity. I'm an optimist. So if there's an opportunity in front of me, I'm going to take it. Whatever it might lead me to. Here I am, talking to this gentleman in Joey Rodriguez in Atlanta. And next thing you know, I'm on set talking to Sylvester Stallone. And by the way, Sly was awesome. Yeah. He came up to me on set. He was like, I know where you're from, from Merthyr Tydfil. He knew fighters like, Eddie Thomas and Howard Winstone and Johnny Owen, famous fighters where I grew up, and I was, my inspiration. Right. And he knew about it. He even said he'd been in Merthyr, but I took the people in Merthyr. They didn't know he was there, so he was obviously there, undercover. He probably just went on vacation or whatever, but he was awesome, treated me like a true gentle, and so did Michael B. Jordan, was awesome. He was like real fun, real positive, and just real down to earth. Like,
and he did really put that time into really learn the sport.
He did. You know, they were thinking in between. You know, I always tell fighters, you know, what you do in between, not just what you do in the gym, but what you do outside in between is important, if not more important. So you can't come in and be a fighter and then go out and be this guy, that guy, whatever. Who are you? You know, if you truly want to know who you are, then you got to dedicate yourself. You know, motivation will only take you so far in this game.
Yeah.
You know, you be motivated, I want to do it, I want to be champion of thing, but the discipline will take you much further, not just in boxing, but in life.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's discipline life, brother.
Yeah, that's what I tell everybody. Like, not everybody that comes into the boxing gym is gonna fight as a career. And you know, at the end of the day, for those that are the exceptional ones that are able to take it to that level, that's great. But there's so many lessons, life lessons that you learn just from getting in the sport of boxing that can show you. Like me personally, I learned how to be disciplined, how to actually be consistent, how to tone down, like, you know, how to be humble, because boxing will definitely humble you up. And you know, it's just like there's nothing bad that can come from it. So, you know, people don't got to put these unreasonably high expectations all the time. Like, guys get first time in the gym, they're like, yo, man, when am I going to turn pro? Like, yo, relax. Why don't you start sparring first?
Right.
Maybe just have one fight, see how that goes, and then take it to the next level. And if nothing else, I mean, not too many people take the initiative to even get in the ring.
Right, absolutely.
So once you've even done that, you already separate yourself from like 95% of the world already.
100% right, brother. 100% right. You know, so it's a growing process. You know, and like I said, you know, getting in there, and what we found out tonight about our guys. You know, we both knew it anyway, but you know, they can fight, and you know, you can go out there looking all pretty and doing you know, the Philly shell and whatnot. What's up, Tim? He's gonna be, when I see him, he's gonna be busting me on me. But you know, you're doing your thing, and don't watch too many pro fighters. If you're an amateur fighter, then you know, focus on your craft. You know, you got to be busy and throw a lot of punches and bunches and whatnot. And you know, Olympic style boxing is what you know, when I teach my fighters, it's a hands up, you know, chin tucked in, and you know, that's it. Like you guys are doing the same thing tonight too.
Real quick question too, just curious, since you brought up the Olympic stuff, you work with any Cuban fighters, anything like that? Guys from Cuba?
No, like what do you mean, like
like fighting or sparring? Or
well, it's
like
actually no, I didn't really.
I feel like we getting to the point now where like people, you know, people used to be like categorized by style, like, oh, he's like a European style fighter, or he's like a Cuban style fighter.
Right. Do you know?
And I feel like it's changing.
You're getting on that fact, right? You know, we're talking about like you know. Fighters in different areas. Like you asked me that question, like, you know, what part of do you think the best fighters come out of? But what I think, you know what, I mean, I'm a northerner, like a Brooklyn, New York. When I came to this country, I lived grew up in Wales, and then I came out of the British Navy. I booked a one-way ticket to Australia, going there, not thinking I was going to do boxing, thinking I was going to work on the tugboats and whatnot. Walked into a boxing gym, family, right away took me in. I was knocking people out. And you know, making a name for myself down under. I was the Thunder down under, and you know, and then next thing you know, I you know, meet somebody, and I'm coming to. They believed in me, and they said I could be a world champion. Yeah. Come to Brooklyn, New York, work with Hector Roca, who was working with Cruserweight. He was working
too. Yeah, that's funny. We lived in the same neighborhood.
I lived in Bay Ridge. I lived in 95th Marine 100 block. You know, and. You know, here I am, so now I leave Australia, and you know, I come here, you know, with just not knowing anybody, and just a bag, and just, you know, trusting in God, and you know, I'm in the gym in Gleason's, you know, Mitch Blood Green is coming in, and Zab Judah's there, I spar Daniel Judah every day, Ernest Mateen M16, Curtis Summit, I was sparring him every day. All these guys are like a regular day sparring. Joe Gaddy, first guy I spar. I come here from Australia, and I'm in the gym, and Hector's like, oh, you spar this guy, the white guy, and you know, good looking kid, not realizing this was Joe Gaddy, ranked number 3 in the world, just fought Terry Norris, or schedule a fight him anyway, you know, just an amateur fighter right here. And went in, I done really good. I rocked him at a beast right hand. I always had that cronk right hand, you know. Yeah. I was blessed, my trainer, but I came from Gaff Donovan, you know, he was an elite fighter. I had he was like 5-time Welsh champion, trained more Welsh champions than anybody, and that's the cloth that I was cut
Wales
from.
has a nice rich tradition in boxing too. You got Joe Calzaghe.
Big
He's
time.
like, you know, he's like the only. He's probably the biggest guy from there. Right?
I would say Joe Calzaghe.
Classy
absolutely.
guy too, man.
He's a classy guy. He's top notch. You know, he's my homeboy, no doubt.
Yeah,
you know, from
that's
Wales. He represents a dragon, and you know, he has great style. But yeah, absolutely. I would have loved that fight myself, though. But it's up to God. Like I said, it was God's plan.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, definitely it was a great experience, you know, having our guys work together. This is my man, you know what I'm saying? We've been cool for a minute now. And he brings a lot of wealth to the table, a lot of knowledge. And, you know, if you have one more thing to say to the up-and-coming guys, like the kids that are just starting out, I know you pretty much said it all already, but...
Do you know what I got to say is always believe in yourself. When no one else believes in you, you got to believe in yourself. You know, I grew up tough, rough. Everybody had their own life, you know. My man was doing their thing, and my dad was away, chief officer in the Navy at sea, and I kind of grew up real tough, like, you know, didn't have a lot of attention, and I found the attention in the boxing gym. But one thing, all the days of adversity and all the days of getting beat up in the playground and whatnot, you know, I never quit, and I always believed in myself. Like, you know, you gotta be positive, and you gotta be confident. But you know, don't let people, if people are knocking you down. And the one thing about boxing is that you're gonna find people are gonna try to discourage you, discouragement. You're gonna face it from your friends, from your girlfriends, from, you know, your parents maybe.
Don't ever tell a doctor you box either, because they're gonna tell you stupid.
You know, you gotta want to do it, but the number one thing I would say is, you know, have strong faith in God and always believe in yourself, and it will take you places in life, and never quit, because it took me all the way to Hollywood, you know, in the movie Creed 2. So, you know, what's next? Hey, I'm not done yet, brother. I'm still a young buck, like I'm 49. You know what I mean? I got stuff going on.
Next
you
chapter
know,
now.
I'm still, you know, it's just the beginning. Maybe I think the best is yet to come.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. God bless, man. Well, yo, it was definitely a pleasure, man. Where can they find you at? What's your
You can find me, subscribe, please subscribe, like my stuff. I just started the YouTube like a month ago. You know, this is new to me,
along.
like, you know, I'm old school kind of thing, you know. So I just started my channel, Dean Williams, Welshroadwarrior. Please subscribe.
We'll
and
put the link in the description too. Definitely come check my man's
that
page
bell.
out.
Hit that bell too.
Right? Definitely. Well, yo, again, my pleasure, brother. All right.
Thank you, brother.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless you, man.
All right, till the next time, yo. We out here. Out.